Ladies and gentlemen, when we think of legends who have redefined the limits of possibility in sports, one name stands tall: Brian Charles Lara. Known as the Prince of Port of Spain, Lara wasn't just a cricketer. He was an artist at the crease, a genius with the bat, and above all, a man who proved that with belief, perseverance, and resilience, anything is possible. His story is not just about cricket. It's about the mindset of a champion. About how a boy from Trinidad rose to become one of the greatest batsmen in the history of the game, breaking records that many believed were untouchable. About how he faced failures, criticism, and pressure, but refused to bow down. Today, I want to share with you the motivational journey of Brian Lara, a journey that teaches us lessons about success, failure, discipline, and the power of never giving up. Humble beginnings in Trinidad. Brian Lara was born on May 2, 1969 in Santa Cruz, Trinidad. He was the youngest son in a large family of 11 siblings. His family was not wealthy, but it was rich in love, support, and encouragement. At the age of 6, Lara's father enrolled him at the Harvard coaching clinic, where he learned the basics of cricket. Unlike many children who played without structure, Lara was trained in the fundamentals of batting very early. This discipline shaped his career. By the time he was a teenager, Lara was already known for his elegant batting style. Teachers and coaches called him a prodigy. But talent alone wasn't enough. He needed hard work. He needed focus. He needed mindset. And Lara gave everything to the game he loved. Rising through the ranks. Lara's rise was not overnight. At 14 years old, he scored over 700 runs in a school cricket season, showing signs of greatness. By 17, he was representing Trinidad and Tobago. His batting was different. He wasn't just scoring runs. He was dominating bowlers. His cover drives were a thing of beauty, his footwork was precise, and his timing was magical. In 1988, at just 19 years old, Lara made his first-class debut. The world began to notice. But he also faced struggles. Critics said he was too stylish, too flashy, and lacked patience. But Lara didn't let the noise stop him. He kept practicing. He kept working. He kept believing. The arrival of a star. In 1990, Lara made his Test debut for West Indies against Pakistan. Facing legendary bowlers like Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis was no easy task. He struggled. He was dismissed cheaply. Many doubted if he could handle international cricket. But Lara had something special: resilience. He returned stronger. In 1993, at the Sydney Cricket Ground, he scored 277 runs against Australia, a knock that announced to the world, Brian Lara has arrived. It wasn't just about the runs. It was about the style. He danced down the pitch, drove with elegance, pulled with authority. That innings marked the beginning of an era. The record breaker. Then came the defining moments. The 375, highest Test score, 1994. In 1994, against England and Antigua, Lara broke Sir Garfield Sober's long-standing record of 365 not out by scoring 375 runs. He became the highest scorer in Test cricket history. At just 25 years old, he had carved his name into immortality. The 501 first-class world record, 1994. As if that wasn't enough, just 2 months later, Lara played for Warwickshire in England. He scored an unbelievable 501 not out, the highest individual score in first-class cricket, a record that still stands today. This was not luck. This was not chance. This was mastery, discipline, and mindset. The 400 not out, 2004. 10 years later, when his 375 record was broken by Matthew Hayden, Lara didn't complain. He didn't give excuses. Instead, he came back on the same ground, Antigua, and scored an astonishing 400 not out, reclaiming the world record. He remains the only man in history to score 400 in a Test match. Challenges and setbacks. But Lara's journey was not all glory. He captained a West Indies team in decline, often carrying the burden of a struggling side. He faced criticism from media and fans for inconsistent captaincy. Injuries, poor team performances, and pressure often tested him. Yet Lara never stopped fighting. Even when his team lost, he gave the world moments of brilliance. He showed that a true champion is not defined by circumstances, but by how he responds to them. The mindset of Brian Lara. What made Brian Lara great was not just his talent, it was his mindset. The growth mindset. He never settled. When his record was broken, he came back stronger. When he failed, he worked harder. He always believed he could improve. Fearless attitude. Facing the fastest bowlers in the world, Lara never backed down. He loved challenges. The tougher the situation, the better he performed. Resilience. The critics, injuries, and failures didn't define him. His comebacks did. Passion for excellence. Every stroke he played was perfection. Every innings was art. He wasn't just scoring runs, he was creating masterpieces. Lessons from Brian Lara's life. Brian Lara's journey teaches us lessons that go far beyond cricket. Discipline beats talent. Natural ability is nothing without hard work. Never settle, even after records. Keep pushing your limits. Resilience matters. Failure is temporary. Champions rise again. Believe in yourself. The world may doubt you, but your belief is what counts. Leave a legacy. Success isn't just about achievements. It's about inspiring the next generation. Brian Lara's legacy. Brian Lara retired in 2007, but his impact lives on. He inspired countless cricketers across the world. His records remain legendary. His elegance redefined batting. But more than that, he showed the world that greatness is not about where you come from, it's about how high you are willing to rise. Today, in Trinidad, a stadium carries his name. Around the world, cricket fans still speak of his artistry with awe. He is not just remembered as a batsman, he is remembered as a symbol of excellence, resilience, and inspiration.